Hey guys, welcome back to your test review. This one video will cover page 7, which is graphing your absolute value. Number 4 and number 5 is your step functions. So let's take a look at our absolute value first. Okay. Now, do you know it's an absolute value? Because you have these lines that's going straight up and down, and that's how you know it's an absolute value. And to graph, you know your absolute value is going to look like a V. First of all, here's your H and here's your K. So your vertex is going to be at 2 and 3. Remember, it's y equals a, absolute value of x, minus h, absolute value of plus k. And I'm basing it all on this function. All right, so you're going to go to 2, positive 3, which is right here. And your slope, this is your a, is 2 over 1. So you're going to go up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. And you're also going to go in the other direction because there's a flip in transformation. And here you have your graph, okay? So let me connect my points, just like so, and just like so. Don't forget your arrows because they do continue forever. Now, knowing that, I'm going to go ahead and mark my vertex so I can kind of take it from there, okay? All right, your domain, it goes far left to far right. So I'm going to write negative infinity to positive infinity. Your range, the lowest y value here is a 3, included, goes all the way up. Your end behavior, so we're talking about the left side right here. So the limit, x is approaching negative infinity. As it is heading west, it's also heading north, which is positive, okay? In your right behavior, that's this one, is going in this direction, and that direction is positive infinity. As it's heading east, it's heading north also. In absolute value, these two should always look the same. Your x-intercept, notice it is not crossing anywhere on the x-axis, so this one does not apply. Your y-intercept, okay, let's see where it's crossing the y-axis. This one is not the constant. It's not going to be your k. So where do you see it crossing the y-axis? Right here at 7. So 0, 7. I'm going to show you how to do this on a calculator also. Interval increasing. Where do you see it increasing? Well, it starts right here. It's always your x value, these guys right here. So you are starting at 2, and it's always in parentheses, unless you are doing step functions, okay? Let me write that. I said 2, and I wrote absolute value. So you're starting at 2, and it goes on forever, okay? Your interval decreasing. So where are you decreasing? Well, it starts here at negative infinity, and it stops at 2. Your maximum and your minimum. It doesn't really have a maximum, so I'm going to mark that off. So the minimum is at your vertex, which is 2, 3. And there you have your absolute value. Okay? To do this on a calculator, all you have to do is, if you go to y equal, let me show you how. If you type in 2, absolute value, if you hit math and right click, you see ABS? That is your absolute value. There you go. And then you can type in x minus 2, right click to get out of it, excuse me, plus 3, and you can hit graph. Kind of gives you an idea of what your graph looks like. And then you can always do your second count to calculate everything else you need. Okay? All right. Now let's take a look at this one. This one is you are rounding down. Okay? So keep that in mind. Same function as this one, except the symbol is not straight up and down. It's got a little step to it, and this is called a step function. All right. So your vertex is at negative 2, 3. Okay? And your A is a 1. Your step is a 1. So I am going to go to negative 2, 3. That just kind of gives you a starting point. So negative 2, positive 3. So I'm going to put a point there. Now I'm going to do it in a little different color for the other one. Your function, your A says you went up 1 over 1. So 1 up, go ahead and do all your dots first, okay? And since it's rounding down, it's going to start with a close. Notice, this is as far as I went. You try to cover it all, but on your test I might just plot a few, but pretty much you do it all, alright? Now, notice this is my starting point, and I'm only going to draw up to where the next one is, and this one's going to be open, just like that, okay? Let me go ahead and finish all the others in a different color, and I only did it in the red, just so that you can kind of see where I started because of my vertex. But it doesn't matter where you start, just pick a point, and that will be just fine. But notice how one of the sides has to be closed and the other one has to be open. If not, it's not going to be a function, okay? Your domain, all real numbers. Now your range is not all real. You notice how 5.5 is not part of it, 6.5 is not part of it, but I'm going up by every number. So I can say every integer, integers are whole numbers, beginning at, pick a number, y equals 3, y equals 2. Well, y is my 3 there, so I'll just pick a 3 to make it easy on me. See it like that? Y equals 3, okay? Let's take a look at your end behavior. Limit as x is approaching negative infinity. As it's going west, it's going down. Right hand side, limits as it's approaching positive, it's going to the right, it's also going up. So f of x is equal to positive infinity. Your x-intercept, where do you see it crossing the x-axis? Well, it starts here, but it ends over here. So we're going to write it as a set notation, okay? We know our y is going to be 0. So x is going to be a number. It's going to be -5, -4.9, -4.8, -4.6, all the way to -4, not including -4. So I'm going to write it as a set notation. So x is between -5, okay, including -5, and heading toward -4, not including -4. So we're going to write it as a set notation. Your y-intercept. So where are you crossing the y-axis? If you look, you're crossing at 5. So just 5, 0. All right. Next part. Now let's take a look. Interval increasing. Well, where do you see it increasing? It's continually going up. So it's going from negative infinity to positive infinity. Do you ever see it decreasing? Well, I don't see it going down. Do you? So not applicable. And there's really not any minimum or maximum. So you can just write not applicable. Okay? And there's number 4 and 5. Thank you for listening.